Okay, so
Here we are, transition segment. Hi, we're in the game now. We're doing this. So we want to walk through, I guess, some circumstances that the average player is going to get put into, and how to deal with them. Because I think, like everyone kind of knows when you pick a character that you like, right? You learn some combos with them. You look up a video or two, see what other players are doing, and you kind of get a feel for what they will do on offense.
Mm-hmm.
But when you jump online and you just get bodied, and you don't know why you're getting bodied,
Mm-hmm.
it's much more realistic that people don't learn with their character how to deal with things coming at them. So I want to address the most common circumstances that people get put into and how to avoid them.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. If you're a Street Fighter player,
You're playing on a pad.
yeah, seriously.
Oh my God.
I'm a pad player.
Yeah, Tekken
You
fingers.
know,
Tekken fingers.
Claw, baby, claw is
Yeah.
the way to go. Oh, that's weird. Let me take off the display setting. There we go. So the key thing to remember as a Street Fighter player is crouching is bad. I know it's the opposite of Street Fighter because in Street Fighter,
Down back
saves the day.
It
right?
covers so many options.
Yeah.
Except for when you hold down back, you're looking out for an overhead, and that's about it.
Yeah. In Tekken, unfortunately, down back gives me access to this, which is a hop kick, which is going to lead to an easy, 70 damage, if not more.
And I'm on the wall.
And you're on the wall, so we're there and we're not having a good time.
Yeah.
If you're standing, the worst I can do if you're like sand blocking is I'll do like a low like this or a low like this. Or Tekken is built so that in this version, any lows that can launch you, except for maybe Mishima's because they have a wave dash, but that's a different mechanic.
Yeah.
Any low that can launch you is seeable. It looks like this, like a super big sweep.
Okay.
So if I were to give you an example, if I were to mix up like this and this, you can see the low. And let's just do it. I'll do it 3 times. You just got to block the low or block the mid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you're demonstrating
That you can block it on reaction.
so you're going to follow up with a sweep or not.
I'm just doing this or this.
Okay.
And you just got to block the low.
You're right.
Just block.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see it?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can see the lows, right? Like it's super slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In this game, any big low that launches on a regular hit is super slow. And I think they did it for a reason is because in previous versions, there were some characters that had big lows that would launch on any hit, and you could take off half a life bar. And it was just too crazy because it was too strong as a 50-50 mix-up.
Okay.
In the current version, if you block standing, most of the time, you'll eat like a small low like this or like this, and you can just walk away. Eat 2 of them, whatever. Not a big deal, you know?
He's not getting any major damage off
it's
of that.
better than eating the 60 damage combo that I did earlier with the hop kick, right?
So I guess first thing is just holding down back
Is bad.
not a habit to have. Yeah.
Instead, what you want to do is you want to try backdashing or backdash sidestep. So let's say I'm coming at you. Yeah, backdash sidestep, right? So I'm just going to come at you and do like a low and low, and you're out. And you will have taken the equivalent of 3 times this move, right?
Right.
Which is like, what was it? 17 times 3, so, 21 and 10 is 51 damage.
2 pokes, yeah.
Right? 2 or 3 pokes. And if you block any of them, because when you backdash and sidestep, sometimes you block occasionally on crouching, right? You can just punish me back, and your one punish, so let's say you do while standing 4, so you block it.
While standing 4?
Yeah. Your one punish is 20 damage, which is a little more than one of my lows. So you block 1 and you equal it out.
You're right.
So in Tekken, you don't want to crouch, you want to block, or you want to backdash and sidestep.
And crouch when you think a low is coming or when you react to the startup.
And in fact, if you're a third strike player, you don't want to crouch lows ever. You want a low parry. And a low parry is just tapping down forward when the low is coming. So
it's
if I do,
super generous too.
Yeah. So if I do this and then you low parry and you get a full combo after that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of damage. Just do a jab and then down 4, please. So jab and then down 4. And then down 4.
You're right.
This is a low parry combo. 50 damage. Easy.
Right.
And that was without the wall, without anything, and Miguel's low parry combo isn't that big.
And I guess just to demonstrate how early you can hold down forward front. Like let's say you started I'm gonna, because I feel like okay, if I do the same setup, right, you can hold it almost right after I do the jab, and then you'll get it.
See?
Yeah.
I crouched before you even did it.
Yeah.
And you can pause and I'll still catch you.
So it's hard to have that in mind in terms of getting used to seeing it and like putting it into practice. It takes a bit, but they're very forgiving on how open the window is for a low parry.
Oh yeah, and the reason this is good is because different lows have different recovery properties,
Yep.
and you get different punishes on them. So for example, if you block, this low and you're king,
Yep.
whoops, that you get a while standing 4 on that, just while standing 4. But if you block like this low, you get a hop kick,
Okay.
right? And if you're not aware of that, you instead of getting like 100 damage up forward, instead of getting 100 damage combo off the hop kick, up forward 4.
Up forward 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, hop kick is up forward 4, generic. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to.
There you go.
Yeah, we go.
You would get off that 80 damage or 70 damage. So the difference between that and 20 damage on the one standing 4 is
It's crazy.
huge.
You're right.
So for new players, what I always suggest is get in the habit of low parrying all the lows. That way you don't even have to learn the frames. You just low parry and do the same combo every time. What's up, boss?
Hey.
Um,
And that way, it's as risky as it should be
Yep.
for the player on offense to take that huge risk on the low.
that's right.
Right.
So that's one of the things about this game. Low parry combos are better than they used to be. So it gives you that extra edge to throw out a low parry when you think your opponent's going to do a low. So that's 2. The other thing is, let's talk about turns, right? So let's say I do this move, and you block that.
Yeah.
This move is +8.
Okay.
+8, and your fastest move is a 10-frame jab, meaning your 10-frame jab is now 18 frames.
Yes.
Right? So if I do this, and I do this afterwards, you can't press anything. Demonstration? Boom.
Yeah.
Right? I can even go farther, and if I do the back 3 and I do the big knee, you eat the big knee.
Right.
So in that situation, I'm at so much plus frames that nearly any button you would press is gonna lose. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's just what I want to show. So in Street Fighter, that's equivalent to like Urian's standing medium punch. +3, your opponent doesn't press a button. Okay?
Right. It's a frame trap button.
It's a frame trap button.
Yeah.
So how would you beat this if I do this and then I go Savage and I catch you with the... Sorry, I'm doing the wrong... There you go. If I do this afterwards. If you would beat that into the knee, nothing beats it. You can down jab, you can even do a super, and super will fail. Mash R1 after you block the
I don't
kick.
have rage right now.
Oh, sorry.
Other settings. Play
Opponent rage. There you go.
Yeah.
So block, and then mash a rage up. Oh, whoops. Ooh. Let me try that again.
Yeah. Oh no, hold on. Block.
Oh!
There's just enough time. There's just enough time.
So let me do something a little faster, then I'll do a
Okay.
faster fake down.
Yeah. There it was.
So that one will not work,
totally.
right?
Yeah.
So what do you do in these situations? Your options are drastically reduced. You can't press a button anymore. Blocking, well, you'll get out. But you can also just sidewalk if you know what button is coming. And so sidewalk up after blocking this thing.
Okay.
Double tap up and hold
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It's a little tricky.
Give me a minute.
It's tricky. It's not easy.
Ah!
Oh, whoops. That's my bad.
Okay. The timing is. Maybe I'm doing it too early.
No, double tap up. You look like you're
Yeah.
crouching.
No, I was. I was. But go for it. Okay.
There you
there
go.
it is.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that perfect frame trap that I was doing over and over and over again,
yeah.
you're in my back now. Hit a grab. Just grab.
Anything.
Yeah,
Whatever.
any grab.
Yep.
I just ate 66 damage for doing a perfect frame trap.
Right.
In another game, my frame trap is invincible unless you have a DP. But in this game, there's always a way out. You can always move around, right? And it works the other way as well. So let's say I were to do this, right? Down forward 1 is -3 with Miguel. So if I do this and then I jab, you win if you jab. So I'm going to do down forward 1,
Yeah.
you jab back. You win every time.
Okay.
Boom, right?
Yeah.
I'll never beat your jab because it's fast. It's just as fast as my jab. But there are tons of ways to beat a jab because it's high.
In that situation where you showed how the sidestep beats it,
Yeah.
it's important to I guess mention is that is a conditional like walking up,
Yes.
avoiding.
Yeah, not
move.
down.
Not down, right? The sides that you step to matter depending on which
limb.
direction the limb is
Yeah.
coming from.
So
exactly.
in general, Tekken's limbs are like so. 1 is left punch, 3 is left kick, 2 is right punch, 4 is right kick,
Yeah.
right? So it's left and rights.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is lefts usually track to the character's left. So Miguel's left here will track to my left. So if I do this and then you sidestep up, see you'll go around it, right? depending on there.
Yeah.
Right? So it usually will track to the side the limb is.
Yeah.
Not always, but most of the time. And that makes it much easier to see how to dodge things in this game because you're just like, oh, it's a left arm, so I can go to my left to beat his left arm, right? So, okay, back to the perfect frame trap stuff, right?
Yep.
So obviously now, when I do this, you can sidewalk or sidestep up to get out of it. So just tap up. Oh, oops.
I don't have the great timing on it, but it's there.
There. We'll do that so it's easier for you. You have a bigger gap. And you get out of it, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, my huge frame trap is negated.
Yeah.
I have to do a slower option to catch you sidestepping. So I'm going to do this, and then I catch you with a tracking move. Or I do this, and I catch you with this tracking move.
Okay.
But in that case, just jab. You'll beat my tracking move because it's slower.
And the rock, paper, scissors spins around.
So all that happens when I have plus frames with this kick is it just means you have less options. It doesn't mean you have no options.
Right.
And that's the main difference between Tekken and Street Fighter. Street Fighter, you tend to have no options unless you have bar of some kind.
Yep.
Tekken, you most of the time will have at least one, if not 3 or 4 options.
Right. Escaping is not expensive. It's just less likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Now, what's interesting is let's talk about turns for a second.
Yeah.
So if you jab gives you +1. It's plus frames. But +1 in this game is nothing. Let's say you jab me and I block it. And then you jab again. So I can't interrupt your jab, right? You jab me once and you beat me next. Because you're at plus. You're +1. So what do I do to beat your jab? You can use the crush system. So do a jab. I go under it. Right? Because the jab is high, my low will beat your jab. This low will beat your jab. This low will beat your jab. I can even just crouch it and while standing.
Completely avoid it.
Yeah. I can also use movement. So jab and sidewalk, right? So your first jab will hit or block, but your second one will whiff.
Yeah.
And that means if you jab twice,
boom,
I can get a hop kick and take half your leg bar, right? So what this leads to a lot of players thinking Tekken is too random. There are too many options and too many variables to focus on. But the truth is, it's not as random as people think. The key isn't to think of it as, oh, if I jab, he still has 90% of his options, right? The key is to think of it as, how many options can I reduce of his with my option?
And then me knowing what move you're going to do to reduce my options leads to me going for the counter to that reduction move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why when you watch really high-level Tekken players, it's a lot of characters poking back and forth and then running away from each other.
You see this. Yeah.
And then they come in close, but don't press the button. They don't press the button. They just go back. Or they'll come in. I'm going away.
That's the neutral.
This is the Tekken neutral.
For sure.
And that's the equivalent of the Street Fighter, footsies roller skating dance.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's the basics of like frame traps and the basics of how Tekken frame traps work. So what's beautiful about Tekken frame traps is you're never really locked down. There's always an option. And the one I like to show a lot is, let's say I start with this one. That's +3, right?
Okay.
So if I do this, it's +3. And that means that if I do a jab, I'll beat anything you do because our jab is 10.
Yeah.
Right? But if you do, you eat the low and then you crouch jab, you'll beat my jab.
Because I'm just not in the range of it entirely.
That's right. You go right under it. But so then, if I'm working on what we talked about, the counter to your counter, I would do this, and then hop kick your crouch jab.
And get a full fucking
and get a kill combo, right?
Yeah.
But the hop kick is dangerous for me. So let's say I'm going to hop kick. You eat the low, you block the hop kick, and you punish me. So eat it, block, and then punish.
Yeah.
You can get, I think, back 1-2. So just block the hop kick and get back 1-2. Back 1-2.
Yeah.
36 damage.
Okay.
And now it's your turn because you have plus frames. So yes, in terms of the opponent has tons of options to counter your options, but also if you get one read, you can take half a life bar, right? There's risk and reward with everything. So how do you beat all this stuff? How do you beat all this stuff and never have to deal with any of these mix-ups or anything? Movement. If you are catching me on, let's say, jabs or whatever kind of pressure you want to do, just go ahead and press buttons.
Doing a 10 string there for some reason.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I can just run away from you forever. Think like, and then all of a sudden a hop kick. Think like boxing, right? Yeah. Bobbing and weaving constantly. This is what Tekken's about. So the way I like to say it is, there are some characters that have really strong 50-50 mix-ups up close, right? Think like Miguel is one of them. Xiao Yu is another one of them. Asuka's pretty good with that. Fang as well.
fucking thing. Yes, yeah.
Once you're in those 50-50 mix-ups, it kind of sucks. So how do you beat them? Well, often your best bet is don't get caught in that mix-up in the first place, right?
Be standing somewhere else.
Yeah, it's the Guilty Gear rule. In Guilty Gear, once you get caught on the web, you're blocking like 9 mix-ups in a row, right? Blaze Blue as well. Do you watch the Blaze Blue Evo finals? The Jin player versus the Carl player?
I didn't, but I knowing Blaze Blue, it's, yes.
You're blocking like 16 mix-ups in a row.
The answer is don't be there.
That's right. And Tekken is all about that. So if you master movement, you can master like sidestep cancels, and sidewalking. You can dodge most of your opponent's options. And, worst case, you'll eat a little bit of damage on the way out, but you won't eat a major hop kick, and then it's your turn, right? And this is the way Tekken is played at a really high level. That's why you'll see a lot of players dance around each other. And it's not so different from the anime games. It's a little bit different from Street Fighter, because usually in Street Fighter you do end up getting caught in the mix-up just because of the nature of the game.
Would you say that it's helpful to, even if you don't have your full wall carry maximum damage combos yet, to still focus on avoiding things by stepping in the right direction, because learning that first will net you infinitely better games towards the end?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, Japanese players, when I was playing in the arcades in Japan, 7 years ago with the release, 8 years ago with the release of Tekken 6, and then again a couple of months ago with the release of this game, what I realized is Japanese players that are scrubs in the arcades, like arcade scrubs, right? They will master their full damage combos, and then they'll just move around the screen and throw out the launchers.
And just hope to get it.
And just hope to get
it. Yeah.
And that's enough to beat a lot of players at mid-level and low-level, right? And so it's a great place to get started. If you want to get into the poking game, it's harder because your pokes only do a little bit of damage each time. And so
you have to make so many correct guesses.
Yeah, all it takes is one wrong guess on your behalf or one guess correctly from your opponent's behalf for you to lose half a life bar, especially if he knows his combo, right?
Okay.
So, it's much easier for you as a beginner to just master moving around, like just, practice backdash, sidestep, backdash, sidestep, backdash, sidestep, backdash.
And if something is consistently blowing you up, right, I guess the options to try besides waking up and blocking would be walking to one side, and if it's low, doing a high crush. If it's high, doing a low crush.
That's right. And if you're uncertain, but you're not at negative frames, let's say you're not like at 2 negative, throw out one of the armor moves. Just to see.
Eat it. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll give you an example. If you were to do forward 1+4 with King.
Forward 14?
Yes, forward 14.
Okay.
We call that move tits.
Okay.
So tits is crazy plus frames.
Okay.
So do tits and then press a jab afterwards. You win.
Yeah.
Now do tits and press a jab again. See that little flash that happened on my guy? Try it again. That was my armor move. Armor moves have startup before the armor kicks in.
No shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
armor does not start on 0.
No.
Okay.
So what's interesting is if your opponent has crazy plus frames like tits, right? Then maybe you try armor and see. If you eat the armor, you're like, okay, well, that's a really big plus frame move. I just got to block, Don't do this in a tournament. This is like when you're learning the game, really.
Right, okay.
But if your opponent's doing stuff that's like, try a down forward 2, let's say. That's not really plus frames. And then if you do it again, just like mash it twice.
Yeah.
I'll cut through with my armor, right?
Okay.
Because, see, there's the armor that kicks in. And so that'll tell you there's a gap in the frames, and also it gives you an opening and sets your opponent into a position where he's like, maybe I don't want to press buttons this much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what I like to call a beginner mechanic that they added to Tekken, which is the armor moves. I call it a beginner mechanic because a lot of armor moves are not safe. Like my back 4, this is -14, so you can jab or back 1 4. Yeah, exactly. You can do that right afterwards. There you go.
Okay.
So a lot of characters can punish these armor moves. So you use them at first, sort of figure out, the flow of the match and see where the gaps are. And once you get good, you use them once in a while when you know a button's coming, and that'll get you out of dodge. So when you're not sure of how to deal with something, throw an armor move and see what happens. And then if you're not sure, if it doesn't work, see which limb is coming at you. So do forward 1-4, and then jab.
Forward 1-4.
Yeah, forward 14.
Okay.
And then jab. So why did I go left there?
Because the jab came from the
Because the jab came from the left, exactly. Yeah. So even though that's a perfect frame trap, I can still get around you because I know which way your limb is. If you had done like another limb, like a 2 instead, do it again. I would go the other way because I know 2 tracks to the right.
Right. Okay.
So if you're not sure how to deal with the move, check which limb it is and try to sidestep the way that's the opposite side.
Okay.
So if the limb is coming from here, you go this way.
On the move list, what's the icon that denotes armor? Just for people that are scrolling through this and learning.
What's beautiful is they really do good notations in the moves list. So armor moves are red.
There you go. Okay.
Bota en la cara.
Okay.
And tailspin moves are blue. Green. Swirly there.
Yeah.
And tracking moves are blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on the ground now, like different ways to deal with getting up. You walked me through this like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was incredibly useful. I want to show people how to deal with getting up.
So they added a new mechanic in this game, which is that there are moves that spike your opponent down. And I'll show you an example. Just walk.
Well, I like something that in general. I just want to show people first of all, like how many ways you can get up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, that's great. So right now I'm on the ground. I can get up with what I like to call the snake get up.
Face down.
Face down. I can do the snake get up. Whoop, where it's this weird like snake thing. Again, or I can just stand up straight, right?
Up or back.
Yeah. So straight up or back. So for this one it's up, and for the snake one it's back.
Yeah.
Again, and now once I'm on the ground, if I press up, I'll get up. If I press back, I'll go back. If I want to roll on the side, I hold down and I press a jab, and I can roll and get up from there. Or do it again. I can also roll the other way. Just press a jab.
Right.
So jabbing down or just jab, and that'll take you where you want to go.
Jabbing up.
And now this is the funny part. Once the roll is done, I can get up, right? Or I can stay down and switch where I am. So if I was on my stomach, I'm on my back.
Yep.
If I was on my back, I'm on my stomach.
Yeah.
And that's and you can do the same with this side. Same thing. And then once you're there, again the same 2 options apply. So you roll, you hold down. You can either get up straight, or roll, hold down,
and then back.
Get up backwards. The weird snake get up thing.
Right.
And these are just the ways of getting up. These don't include get up buttons. So all characters have generic get up kicks from the ground, like that one, which is the low, or that one, which is the mid. So walk forwards, the mid will hit.
I've seen people combo off of that.
Off of some of them on counter hit. So see the low on counter hit? See how it's a counter hit?
Yeah.
That'll give me a full combo. So if I do like this, with Miguel, it's was 34.
Oh.
It's okay. So I could do this, and then, easy combo, right? I'm sure some characters can do way more than that. Miguel doesn't have much in terms of combos. Like, that's
Right,
it.
sure.
But some characters can do like 60% of your life bar off a get up kick from the ground.
Okay.
So what this does to the mind game is really interesting, because let's say I knock you down, right? I do this and I hit you. So just walk forwards
Yep.
and then do a get up kick as I come at you. Just mash 3.
Sure.
Oh, whoops. Wait while you're on the ground and then mash 3. Yeah, so you can get me there. And let's say you hit me on counter hit, and I'll put myself on counter. Opponent attacks, counter hit. So let's say I knock you down, and then I come at you. No, just stay down, and then just, You can get a full combo there and take half my life bar, right?
Yeah.
So the meta game becomes, are you going to do a kick? And if I know you're going to do a kick, am I going to punish your kick? And so then what I do is this. Oh.
Yeah.
And now you just lost,
everything.
a lot of life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
or even the with I didn't not with the king, but like with Steve, like just the jump, like low crush.
yeah, the
any
super
low
punch.
crush.
Any low crush. Yeah. You can just, so in that case, let's say I would knock you down with the same situation. Dash and just hop kick you. Oops, that was a bad dash. Well, that was a little too fast.
Sure, but yeah.
So I don't recommend, you can, but what I really recommend is you only do the hop kick if you're close.
Okay.
If you're far, like I was, just wait for it and then punish.
Right.
Know what your move is
Confirm
against
it.
it. Yeah. There you have tons of time. I mean, you can do that kick and I can wait a second.
Oh.
You have a lot of time on getting kicks.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Okay.
I can and there it is.
Punish right there.
Okay. So those are your basic get up options. Get up with kicks, or stay down, or get up with nothing, or roll, or snake get up, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, there is no good or bad option. right? There are some that are riskier. The kicks are riskier than nothing, but all of them have counters. If you stay down, I can do ground damage. If you get up, I can put you in a mix-up. And if you do a kick, I can punish you on block or on whiff, right? But if you choose the right one, you get out of my mix-up. So let's say I knock you down, and then I want to put you in a plus frame mix-up, but you just... I would hit you with that. Let's say I would get you with this, and then this. And now you have to guess because I have plus frames. But if you stay down and then kick me afterwards, it's your game.
It is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a nice game of rock, paper, scissors off the ground. Now, the problem is this game added a new mechanic on combos and get-ups. And I'm just going to take you off controller for a second.
Yep.
And this mechanic is what I like to call the spikes. So notice how you're face down on that one.
Yeah.
Whereas if I do this, you're back, you're face up, sorry. What this does is, when you're face down with the spike, you can't tech roll. Should we cover tech rolls?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll put you back on pad, Woolie. Tech roll is the most generic way of getting up in Tekken. You just mash a button as you hit the ground, and your character rolls and gets up.
Yes.
If you mash punches, you roll towards the background. If you mash kicks, you roll to the foreground.
Yeah.
Very easy, very simple.
Yep.
Hop kick me? Oh, hop kick, hop kick.
Yeah.
That's kicks, and that's punches.
Yeah.
So it's important to know that regardless which sides you're on, punches is always up, kicks is always down.
Towards the screen. Yeah.
And it actually matches the layout. Punches are up and kicks are down.
Yeah.
Very easy way to remember. But if your opponent spikes you, and so if I would do this stuff. Ooh. Tech rolls don't work.
Didn't work there, yeah.
Because it's the new mechanic in this game. If you try to tech roll when I spike, I get free ground damage.
Right, okay.
So the way to get out of the spike in this game is you hold backwards. And you can just hold backwards in the air and you'll automatically get up as you hit the ground. Now, the problem is, what if you don't know if your opponent is doing a spike combo or not, but you want to make sure you get up fast, right? What you do is you hold back to get the roll, and you mash tech to tech roll if it's not a spike. So hold back and mash tech. I'm going to randomly choose
Do one or the other, yeah.
You tech rolled. And you got up backwards.
Yeah.
So holding back and mashing tech will get you out of both options off the ground.
It's a very basic option select. Yep.
So whenever I'm not sure what my opponent's combo is going to be, I do one of two things. I either hold back and mash tech, which will get me up off the ground no matter what, or I stay down because I'm not sure what's coming and I'm like, I don't know if I want to get into a blender. I'll just stay on the ground.
Yeah.
Either way, I choose which option I want. It's not my opponent choosing for me. I didn't accidentally eat a spike and then eat ground damage because I was caught unaware.
Right. Okay.
So, for beginners, if you're not sure how to get up, stay down. Or if you want to get up, hold back and mash attack.
And press a button.
Yeah, that'll get you out of both options.
Okay. And,
Now-
in Miguel's case, it was life or death. Like,
Yes.
when I was learning how to fight your Miguel, it was literally like that was the difference between losing life instantly versus waking up and having another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example of some horrible situations where if you're not sure how to get up and you get up wrong, you die.
Okay.
So let's take you to the wall. Restart position, wall, and we'll take off counter hits.
Ooh. Fun on the wall.
We're at the
stage.
wall.
All right.
So I knock you down at the wall, right? I do like my combo, and boom. Okay, so if you're not sure how to get up, and let's say you hold backwards because
Yeah.
you think you're going to get out of the spike, right? So I do this. Oh, whoops.
Oh dear.
You hold back, you get out of the spike.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's say you don't know you're supposed to hold back to get out of that spike, and you mash a tech. You'll get out with a tech roll there, right?
Yep.
But you've still eaten an extra
Kick.
like 15 damage for nothing, and then you have to guess my mix-up. And let's say you're just trying to get up straight. You'll eat a giant kick and another one. And there are some situations where if you try to get up straight, you can't. I can just keep hitting you like this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so hold back. You'll get up there.
Wow. Okay.
But if you don't know this, you're just going to keep eating damage, and you'll be like, is this an infinite combo?
what's going on?
It's
wow.
not. It's just you have to know how to get up.
Okay.
So when you're unsure, hold back and mash attack.
Yeah.
If I do that whatever crap that I was just doing on you,
Yeah.
you'll get up out of it instantly.
Right.
So why would you want to stay down then if you know that I can do crazy stuff like that? For this reason. If I hit you with this and I do this and then you get back, and you get back up immediately, sorry.
Okay.
I'll just hold back. There. Now I'm at plus frames and I'm in your face and you have to guess. And let's say you do that same thing, you hold back to get up. You just ate this, I'm at plus frames and I'm in your face again.
Okay.
So what essentially I'm doing is I knock you down and I put you in a 50-50 immediately.
Right.
How'd you get out of that? Stay down. Oh no!
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. And then you can get me with a rising kick there. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, in that situation I flew over you.
Well,
to
yeah,
the
it
wall,
wasn't
but-
clean on the
yeah.
wall, but yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So people wonder why I stay down. Sometimes it's worth staying down to avoid the mix-up altogether.
That's gonna, and then that'll sort of depend a bit on like knowing the player's habits somewhat,
Mhm.
right? Kind of seeing how they play.
Yep.
He might make a decision based on seeing that you constantly back roll,
That's
or
right.
if you know that he's gonna do that, then you stay down. Right.
Absolutely.
Right, right,
So knowing the player's habits, it's just these are like basic things that players don't think about. Like, oh my god, I get taken to the wall with one combo, and then I wake up, then he has a 50-50 mix-up, and I die. A lot of players complain about
Well,
that.
again, based on like Street Fighter, like you don't even have to think about waking up; it's an automatic process,
Mhm.
right? All you really have to do is just between quick recovery or back recovery. You know, in Ultra they added like
The delayed wake up?
Delayed wake up, yeah. But for the most part, it's such an automated process. But here you actually
to do
really
it.
need to pay attention to that because it's not like the turn stops when you hit the ground. You know.
So if you're playing as someone who has their good combos and they take you to the wall every time, and then they always put you in a 50-50 mix-up afterwards,
Yeah.
stay down. Eat the ground hit, and then mash a button. So I'm going to spike you,
Yep.
stay down, eat the button, and then mash. You get up. And let's say I do like a regular combo that doesn't spike.
Yeah, that's, I was holding forward there.
It's okay. That'll happen. You'll
Right.
get up. And if you mash just as my button touches you, you'll tech roll.
Okay.
So there's ways out of all of it.
Okay.
Um,
That's really specific.
Yeah.
But yeah.
and let's say like I do the big ground damage on you, just mash a tech, right? I hit you with this, and then you get out.
Okay.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So there's always ways out. If you're gonna eat, the way they did the mechanics in this game is if you eat a ground hit, you can tech roll immediately afterwards or hold back and tech, and you'll get out of whatever's next. So it's
Gotcha.
one of the beauties of this game. They really made it so that you can't kill your opponent in one shot on the wall, unless like you're psychic, right?
Okay.
So like I said, when you face an opponent who's really good, they'll combo you to the wall. They put you in a mix-up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Stay down, eat that hit, tech, and then you're away from the wall. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then in terms of wall, when your back is to the wall, the worst thing you could do is crouch. Because if let's say we're not facing the wall and I hit you with that button, that's 23 damage.
Okay.
But if your back is to the wall,
Go
it's
nuts.
50 damage.
Right.
It's a combo, right?
Right.
And that's Miguel. Miguel has crappy wall combos. Someone else can hit you for like 100 damage.
Mm.
So when your back is to the wall, don't crouch, man. It's not worth it.
Not worth the risk.
Eat the lows. Eat whatever lows he sends your way. Guess the grabs, you know, just try to guess the grabs.
Yeah.
And then slowly work your way out. And by what I mean by that is block and sidestep down or block and sidestep up. So you're on the wall, you block my mid, and you know, I'm gonna like do, there you go, and you're out.
Right.
And now you're out.
You're right.
And then you backdash and run. But if you had crouched at any point, you'd be dead.
Yeah. Okay.
So do not crouch on the wall unless you're certain. And I mean, you know 100% he's going to do a high. And then you better be able to get out of the wall by doing that.
with guessing the grab, like grab teching has become easier in this game, right?
Mhm.
Because you just need to hit the single button.
Yeah.
Right.
So if it's just a generic grab, any button, 1 or 2, will get you out of it. That's the beauty of it.
But a 1+2 grab will.
The 1+2 grab, you have to press both punches.
Exactly.
12, as people like to
12.
say.
Exactly.
Now, here's a little trick I like about walls. So let's say you do your left grab, please.
Excuse me.
Where are we?
Sideways.
That's
along
right.
the wall. Yeah.
Your back's not to the wall anymore. Do your right grab. Not so good. So what do you do when your back's to the wall? Because teching is really easy in this game, throw out the left grab. Well, with King, throw out the left grab. And then we switch sides
You
and you're
get
off the wall.
out. Wow,
So-
is that universal?
No, it depends on your character's escapes.
Okay,
So like
but-
if we were to reverse the positions and I was at the wall and I do my right grab, so just mash any button when I grab you. We don't really change positions very much. Like
Yeah.
do it again. We'll turn a little bit, but I'm back still to the wall. But if I do the one grab, woo, I'm out.
Ah.
But some characters, it's the opposite. So you just test your grabs and see what the escape is.
And one has a better reposition than the
Yeah.
other does.
So-
Holy shit. Okay.
So people
wow.
think in this game that regular grabs are kind of crappy.
Mm-hmm.
Far grabs especially, because if you hold forward and then press a grab, it's so seeable. Like look how far it is. It's super far, and I can see it. Like I know once you do a far grab, I just any button and I'm out.
Right.
So people think far grabs are useless. Wrong. Far grabs have a use. It's to get out of dodge.
Okay.
Throw a far grab when your back is to the wall. The other one.
Yeah.
Throw the left far. Woo! And you're off the wall. Eddie,
Holy shit.
Eddie will jump over you and switch sides with you. And Yoshi as well will switch sides with you. So this is
And depending on which character it is, it's left or right. It's one of the two.
most characters. Some characters
Okay.
have crappy escapes where they're
Okay.
stuck where they are.
Will 1+2 escape lead to that as well?
It depends on which 1+2 escapes. So
Okay. Well, what's a king 1+2, for example?
so for King, for example, you could do I think up forward both punches, or forward both punches. I'm not sure what it is. Down forward both punches maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what King's grabs are.
Oh, there we go. Well, there's yeah.
Yeah, okay, that works. Back both punches. So that one will put us sideways.
Sideways,
right?
yeah, okay.
So, but that means if my back was to the wall. Oops. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it works, right? That one works. But Miguel's, for example, if you just do a 12 escape, nothing.
Nothing happens.
So if my back is to the wall and
Yeah.
I do a 12, I'm still stuck in the wall.
yeah,
Right?
got it.
So,
got it.
but what you want to do is you want to throw out. What I like to say is I want my opponent to tech my grab. I throw out a far grab. I know they're gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
They will tech it because most players can tech it on reaction. You've got like a 15 frame window or something.
And it's a one button.
And that's any button, like one or two.
Yeah.
So they will tech it, but because of how easy it is to tech it, that also means you're getting out of dodge. And I teach this to all the new players. Find out which one of your regular grabs gets you out of the wall.
That's fucking key. Holy shit.
It's like a small
wow,
little strat.
wow. Okay.
So yeah, that's so when your back is stuck to the wall,
Okay.
the main escapes are slowly work your way out by sidestepping. Slowly. Block, sidestep, block, sidestep. Do not crouch. Find out what your far grab or regular grab is that gets you out of dodge.
Expect it
and
to get teched.
expect it to get teched and use it
Get
to
the fuck
escape.
out. Yeah.
So these are like my 3 basic wall escape strats. You can also throw out armor moves, but armor moves are riskier because they're slower. The armor startup is slow as well. You know, so on and so forth, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But this is just one way to get out of dodge.
Okay. That's that's really handy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm thinking like so on the ground against the wall. That's where you get blown up a lot.
Mhm.
Getting back up.
Should we talk about ceiling turns?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a decent place to go with it, and then we can summarize and
Yeah.
wrap it up. Yeah.
So, in terms of offense, players are used to frame traps being like, I do this, I have +3, and then I press a button and I win,
Yeah.
right? And good frame traps is I do this, you press a button, I take off half your life bar for doing a jab, and I mean,
Holy shit.
75 damage because you pressed a button.
I pressed
one
jab.
time. And you press a jab, which is like the safest button,
Yeah.
right? So that's what players are used to in terms of frame traps. But what about if you have a character that doesn't really have a lot of plus frames, like on block, let's say, right? Like Miguel, most of his buttons on block are not plus. They're like -2 or -1 or -3. So what is Miguel supposed to do to build offense with those buttons? I mean, in Miguel's entire moves list, he has this, which is plus. He's got this, which is plus, and he's got this, which is plus on block. Everything else is only plus on hit. So how do you build an offense with buttons on block? You do it with sidesteps. So if I do down forward 1 and then you jab, you'll win, right? But if I do a sidestep instead of jab, I'll get around your jab. So, oh no!
Yeah.
And you just lost half a life bar for taking your turn.
Yes.
So-
you stole it.
So I stole your turn effectively. I can also do this into a low, which gives me more plus frames, or a down jab, which is a lot of plus frames, or this into an armor move. Woo! Right? And so what that'll do is, once I start showing you, I can do a minus frame move, but I have so many options afterwards. It's not plus, but it becomes similar to a plus frame move because it reduces your options afterwards. So how would you beat, let's say, my sidewalk? you would have to track me, right? So I do this plus forward 4. You'll catch me sidestepping.
Yeah.
This way, you'll catch me sidestepping. And if I do a low, you'll catch me.
Okay.
So forward 4 will beat those options.
Yes.
But then, and I
Doing
get
it again.
That's right. So
it's as simple as that. Yeah.
So what happens is I didn't steal a turn 100%. I stole a turn if you're not sure what my next option is.
Made me panic, go for the track, and just hit the button again.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this game is full of options like this. Like, let's say I try to steal a turn with a low, right? I do this into a low, you'll beat it. But let's say you really want to punish me for that low. You throw a hop kick, and you take off half my life bar, right? So what happens is when I do these not frame traps but steel turning mix-ups, what I'm doing is I'm showing you your options aren't as unlimited as you think they are. I'm limiting your options in what you can use to get a turn back.
Okay.
Right? So it's my turn. It's supposed to be your turn, but if you choose the wrong option, it's my turn again.
Okay.
And then it becomes a mind game because I do an option, and then you're like, wait, what did he do last time? What can I do to beat it this time around? And now you choose the right option. And if you choose the right one, it's your turn, it's your mind game, and then you can choose to press your advantage or not.
Right.
And a lot of players like to do really simple stuff like just this and block. Or this and sidewalk. And they just see, like, oh, what is he doing? Oh, he's doing that. Okay, next time, oh, I beat him, right? Or they'll do like this into the option that'll beat most of your options. Oh, but it doesn't, damn it. And so it's really interesting. If you watch Ni play, for example, Ni is one of the Tekken gods from like millennia.
Yes.
Ni, when he plays Miguel online, his strat is this.
Yeah.
And then he'll go like, oh, the guy gonna track me now? Oh no, he's still doing that kick. I'm gonna kill him. But then let's say you learn, you start pressing a button.
Okay.
That's him. He plays super conservative and safe. He does almost no risky stuff at all.
And just does research on you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then JDCR, who is the current master, he does some of that safe stuff, but he'll do a little bit of flash as well. So he might go like this, and then sidestep hop kick. Just why not?
First time, yeah.
Yeah, because if you punish me back, you'll get 36 damage, but if I land it, I get 80, right? And Saint is my favorite. Saint gambles hard. Saint is a Jack player. He got second at EVO. He's won a lot of tournaments. Pretty much JDCR's only competition right now. Team Echo Fox as well. And the way Saint plays it is he'll go safe sometimes, moderate risk, and sometimes he will straight up gamble with crazy shit. And I'll give you an example. You'll see Saint do stuff like this. Where he'll just throw out the super after a move because
fuck it.
Because fuck it.
Right. Okay.
And he's done this to a lot of really high-level players. So if you're like a really good Street Fighter player and you're good at like baiting DPs or timing your DPs, that is an effective tool for someone like you because you can use it at Street Fighter level.
If you're but hard reads are hard reads are hard reads. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you're taking that giant ass risk.
Yes.
Either way, and you have to, if you commit to it, you have to be ready to pay the consequence. You know what I mean? Like in any game, it's like that's like you don't want to encourage a wake up DP, you know, but you don't want to say never do it, but you just know the risks before you make that decision.
Exactly. So I would say this makes the transition easier for some Street Fighter players. And I'll just cover like all this stuff real quick. If you're a third strike player, low parries are your friend, right? That's an easy transition. Just down forward when you think a low is coming. You don't even have to know frame data. Just whoop, did it work? Combo. You learn one combo, you're good. Regular Street Fighter players can use rage arts very, very effectively, in my experience. And then any Street Fighter player that can play footsies, you can learn to move like this and move around the screen. It's a little bit weird as like an input at first, you know, like getting the Korean backdash. But you don't need a Korean backdash right away, man. Just see what you're doing. Backdash, sidestep, backdash, sidestep. That's already good enough. If you know someone like Miguel is weak to Miguel's left, which is the case,
yes,
backdash and sidestep left.
That's true. We didn't even get into the part where it's like certain characters have weaknesses to certain sides because their best moves are on these buttons.
That's right. A lot of characters are weak to their left. To their right. A lot of characters only have a hop kick that tracks right, and even that doesn't always track. Most characters have one that tracks to their left, like a down forward one or something like that. Miguel is one of those that tracks super good to his left, He's got fuck all to the right.
Right.
So if you're facing me and you're not sure, just backdash, sidestep up over and over again. And sidestep up.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And then randomly one will whiff, and you can get a launch.
You'll get out. Okay.
And if we're playing mid-screen and you're doing backdash, sidestep up a lot, oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
And
right.
you're doing this like one-handed, like, and you're
yeah.
still escaping some of my stuff. So imagine someone who's actually good
Right.
and knows what they're doing. They're gonna maul you. So there's even a sidestep guide online for which is the best way to sidestep a lot of characters.
Okay.
And that guide is invaluable if you want to play high-level Tekken. And I'll just give you an example of what that's like. Let's say I know King from mid-screen doesn't track well to his right. So come at me. Ooh, nice one.
See, I don't know King, but like
It's okay,
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So you
Sure.
haven't really hit me with anything. I've just been
Right.
like sort of just moving around the screen. And anytime something whiffs, I can get a hop kick in. So if you're looking at what we're doing, I'm just pressing like backdash sidestep, and half your moves are whiffing. And I'm not even watching for a move. I'm just like, I know you're going that way, and I'm like, oh, this is the direction that beats King.
Okay.
Done. Right? So if you master this, you can ruin a lot of players' game plans before the match even begins, just by knowing to do stuff like that.
Okay.
And people are obsessed with the Korean backdash.
Yeah.
KBD.
Because it's fucking sick, and you can't touch someone that's doing it. But
This
that's a whole other
is
thing.
the KBD, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like at the end of the screen, woo woo woo, right? That's
Yeah.
the KBD. That is a really strong tool. But if you can't do a KBD yet, don't worry about it. Just knowing which way to sidestep, doing the stair step as we call it, backdash sidestep or backdash up, or just knowing how to like sidewalk properly, knowing which direction your opponent is weak on,
Yeah.
that'll get you 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah. So I'd say a decent way to bring it home would be to, I guess, when someone's now going to pick a character, explore, kind of, they got these basics down, the mentalities there. We talked about the 10 you want to learn 10 key moves, right?
Mhm.
And the 10 key moves that you want that'll punish a lot of these things. You want to
Yep.
have your launcher, right? Your mid, your tracking mid, your
If we're going to talk frames, Tekken characters all need to know their 10 frame punish, their 12 frame punish, and their 15. 14 is some characters, but really it's 10, 12, and 15. 10 for most characters is jabs. So you just know anytime you block something that's -10, jabs. And I'll give you an example. Every hop kick you can punish with jabs. So you block a hop kick, jabs.
Yeah.
Easy, right? 12 for for every character as well is important. Ideally, when you block a hop kick, you want to punish with a 12. So just block it and do 1-2 with King. You get 22 damage. But to block it and do back 1-2, faster. There you go.
Yeah.
30 for 3.
okay.
And the plus frames are better, and it punishes farther as well.
Okay.
So you want to know your 10?
Yep.
That'll punish most things, and it's safe. So even if you fuck it up, you're all good. You want to know your 12, and you want to know your 15. Why do you want to know your 15? Because 15 is launch.
The end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what your opponent does that is launch punishable, he's going to throw crazy stuff like this out at you all day. Like, if you're King, do down both punches. That move is sick. You go under my jabs. You go under any high I do.
Oh.
Whoops. And you get a
Right.
full combo for like 60 damage.
Yeah.
But if I know it's launch punishable, whoops, sorry about that.
You can do stuff.
I get a launcher and I kill you, so I launch you in response to your launcher. So you need to know your 10 frame, your 12 frame, your 15 frame. Some characters don't have a 15. In those cases, learn their 16 or whatever's fastest.
Armor moves for those situations we were discussing before.
Learn your armor moves. Find what you want to look for is a good generic mid that's safe that you can throw out. Most characters have a down forward 1. That's a really good generic mid. That's like a good place to build an offense. Because if your opponent's like crouching and standing, jab, that's a good place to start. You want to find a good low if you have one, not one that's launch punishable. This is not a good low.
And so this is interesting. The way you can tell is by how I block it.
Yeah,
right?
if the low gets blocked, and see how I have a stagger there?
The animation gets interrupted.
That is not a good low.
Yeah.
And some lows are, like this one, are also launch punishable. They don't have that animation. But you should just know, like, just by trying it out, right?
But
So-
what you were explaining is that like if it passes through, you have to do a quick punish.
Yeah.
And if it staggers, you
have a
long-
huge
You have a
punish.
huge punish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool
So
visual cue. I like that.
Yep. So make sure you look for a decent low, and then look at your grabs. Do you have any command grabs that are good? If so, know your command grab. And if you have a normal grab that'll get you out of dodge, learn that as well. Hope he escapes it and get out of the corner, right? As we said before, with King, it's the one. Woo! Switch sides.
Yeah.
So these are the things you want to look for. And then tiers don't matter that much in Tekken. Like, they matter, but it's not like crazy like in other games, because from mid-tier all the way to the top, the characters are pretty squished down together. Jack is considered B, and Jack almost won even.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there's, and people are still sort of debating the tier list. Some characters we know where they are. Lucky Chloe is at the bottom. We know this. Gigas is at the bottom. We know this.
Steve takes a lot of work, but Taisei makes it look easy.
Steve isn't near the top. Brian is near the top. So it's important to look at a tier list if you really don't want to start with someone crappy like Lucky Chloe. But for the most part in this game, if you take B onwards, you're okay, right? Like everyone says, you know, Jack and Azuka are B tier, maybe even C tier. But Jack and Azuka are sick characters that have either won tournaments or gotten close.
So, very important to clarify here that you can hate on Lucky Chloe not just because of her design, but because of her gameplay as well.
Because of her gameplay. Her gameplay is whack. She was stronger in previous versions, but they had to tone her down. And now her risk-reward ratio is skewed. She does a lot of damage, but it's very risky when she does it. So yeah.
Alright. Cool. That is an excellent start. Definitely like in depth for people that are, if you're starting out and the frame stuff is getting you a little bit confused, you can do a little bit more research on that. But for the most part, I think this is definitely someone who's familiar with Street Fighter and already is thinking about safety and like unsafe things and is familiar with that, has a really good basis. Thank you so much, Rami.
My pleasure, man.
That shit helped me out like so much, and like honestly, like you really got me to like get to the game, get to the decision-making part of the game, and get past that really hard like, why is this getting blown up? I don't understand, and that really got me in, and now I'm having more fun playing this than I am almost anything else.
I mean,
so
Tekken's a gorgeous game, man.
It is.
And for new players, I recommend you start with the meat and potatoes character. You know, I would say take Paul. Take someone with like a generic hop kick, or take someone with a generic down forward 2.
Why do combos when you can? Wow.
Take someone simple, meat and potatoes, learn the basics, and then once you've gotten like the basics down, you can mix it up and find like trickier characters like Xiao Yu, or more execution heavy characters like King or Dragunov, and go from there, or Steve.
Yep. See, I play Steve because I like Steve more than life itself, so that'll never change. But for the most part, yeah, as long as you can go through that move list and find those things, you should have the tools to compete.
Yeah, don't fall for the trap of thinking Hwoarang and Eddie are the same matchers they were. Those characters are way more complex and are some of the harder characters in this game. So, Tekken 3, Eddie Hwoarang.
Yeah.
This game, Paul. Take
okay.
Paul.
Okay.
Cool.
Where can people find you, sir? What's going on? And how do we keep in touch with Rami?
So you can find me on Twitter at GutsyGeek. You can hit up my website, gutsygeek.com. It's got gamer stuff, but it's mostly about teaching gamers to meet women. Oh. That's my other life.
Are you a pickup artist, sir?
No. No.
We need,
People don't use that word anymore.
Are you some kind of PUA?
I am a dating expert or a dating guru, but really mostly I'm just a geek that learned this stuff and taught my friends, and I started a business out of it.
And fuck all that girl shit, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, look, if you're a girl and you're at a club or a bar or whatever, would you really want a guy to go, hey,
did you see what's happening outside? Some guy's riding a horse.
Quick question for you: who lies more, men or women? I mean, she knows what you're doing. She knows you're hitting her. Just like be a real person. Go up and be like, "Hi, I'm Rami. How you doing?" She'll shake your hand, start a conversation. Anyway, so gutsygeek.com.
No, and like I need to get that out there because this would be a very different conversation if that's what. That's what was going on.
And in fact, most of my readers are gamers and geeks, and that's where where most of my business comes from.
Okay.
And I started up a dating course for geeks and gamers called Level Up Your Dating.
Okay. Right.
So if you guys are curious what that is, you can go to gutsygeek.com/levelupyourdating and, you know, take a look and see if you like it.
Unexpected turn at the end of this excellent Tekken video, but I appreciate it nonetheless. That's your job, that's your business,
Yep.
and I thank you so much for coming on Tales from the Losers Bracket.
My pleasure, man.
All right, you ready to fucking go get first place again, asshole?
I mean,
Or
Renato's
what?
been catching up. I think this may be his week.
Oh, God. This guy has a challenge going out where anyone can play him first to 5, and if they win, he gives them $100. That's how fucking confident he is.
And if they lose, they just get tips from me. I'll just teach them, tell them where they could have won.
I think I'm taking that challenge this week, dude.
Let's do it, man.
God
I'm ready.
damn it.